This is part 3 in my video series on how to find your own sneaky transitions, and it's going to be essentially featuring how a rap is born. So you will see me build a new sequence basically from the start. And we're going to be looking at a new prompt for this part, and it's going to be selecting a rap or a movement that is considered classic in your apparatus and manipulating the pathway right away. So I chose this double crochet cross behind your back that we frequently see in moves like this fallen angel or 360 drop, and I'm sure a million other things. So I decided to use that as inspiration. By this point, I had already kind of noodled around with it and come up with a pretty cool split by crossing one side of the fabric, one tail over my stomach instead of wrapping the legs. I found that there were some great options here for a split. I found that I could also create a double split by bringing my leg up and through the middle and behind me. And so this was all found via my knowledge of tension and how important it is, and practicing obviously very low. I found this really cool stag at the end of it, but my exit was feeling a little bit flat and underdeveloped. So that was something I definitely needed to continue looking at. So I went back up there and I went back through my splits, and this time I decided to try a reverse crochet with that back leg on the piece closest to me, and I found that I got a pretty clean exit out of it. It led to this double knee climb, and I was super excited, and I thought this might be the end of the sequencing. However, I wanted to keep playing around just in case I could find something new. So I returned to the split, and this time instead of trying a reverse crochet, I went for a normal crochet to see what would happen, and realized it was just kind of a flop. So I returned to my original idea of the reverse crochet, and I really liked it. You know, it's clean. This is definitely a valid part of a sequencing with those beautiful splits that lead to this knee climb. I'm happy with it. But I was still feeling like it could be something more, so I took it back down low to the ground. I decided to try just jazzing up certain moments of what I had already created. So one obvious point for me was to try to release my backhand on the second split, but I noticed right away that it basically unwrapped me, and this was probably because of the way that the fabric was crossed behind my back. So I decided to switch which fabric was on top and which was on bottom, and lo and behold, when I took my hand off, I was able to hold that pretty well, even though I couldn't crank the split nearly as deep. But it was a fun finding because it meant that I could continue to build this further. It also allowed for a new exit in which my foot could hook in front of me rather than the back leg crocheting behind. So you'll see that because I can switch my grip due to releasing the hand, my front leg is able to release and lead the exit. What this meant was that I could continue to explore the pathway even further because I'm no longer limited by coming out of the fabric completely into that double knee climb. So instead I came through the pulls, and of course, ta-da, it was a belay. I'm not surprised, I keep finding belays these days, but it was pretty funny. So now I need to keep trying and testing and cleaning it up. At this point, it's just kind of fun to move through these splits. You know, we need to clean it up now because I have a pretty strong pathway into a wrap, but I'm still kind of refining how to enter into the actual belay loop. So, you know, cut to trying this probably 15 to 20 more times. I was finally able to clean up the ending so that the way that I came through the middle wasn't so cumbersome and tangly, and I entered into my belay in a pretty smooth way that I was happy with. And there you have it, a brand new belay wrap born from that fallen angel or 360 drop, full of beautiful splits and fun transitions. Let's go ahead and watch the new sequence right from the top so you can see what it turned into in full. Alright everyone, let me know in the comments which wrap or movement you're most inspired by on your apparatus to continue exploring. I cannot wait to see what you come up with. And please remember to subscribe, share, all that good stuff. I'll see you next time.